In Mexico, one man rules with brutal cruelty, Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, known as El Mencho. His reign is marked by extreme violence and his word is law, betray him, and it means certain death. The Jalisco New Generation Cartel, CJNG, led by El Mencho, is the most feared and powerful gang in Mexico, known for its ruthless tactics and extensive criminal operations. Get ready, as this may be the most terrifying account you've ever heard about a cartel boss. Let's start the video. El Mencho, born in the Tierra Caliente region of Michoacán, has been a significant figure in drug trafficking since the 1990s. According to a U.S. Treasury Department press release from April 2015, he was sentenced to 3 years in prison by the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of California in 1994 for conspiracy to distribute heroin. After his release, he returned to Mexico and worked briefly as a police officer in Cabo Corrientes and Tomatlan, Jalisco. However, he soon left law enforcement to join the Milenio Cartel, focusing on drug trafficking. Initially, El Mencho worked in the assassin network protecting Armando Valencia Cornelio, also known as El Maradona. He then joined a faction of the Milenio Cartel, allied with Sinaloa cartel leader Ignacio Coronel Villarreal, or Nacho Coronel. This group was responsible for moving drugs, managing finances, and enforcing the Sinaloa cartel's interests in Jalisco and Colima. By 2010, after the death of Nacho Coronel and the capture of Milenio Cartel leader Oscar Orlando Nava Valencia, El Lobo, the Milenio Cartel split into two factions, Los Torcidos and La Resistencia. A fierce battle for control over drug trafficking in Jalisco ensued. Los Torcidos eventually evolved into the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, CJNG, with El Mencho as their leader. Under El Mencho's leadership, the CJNG expanded its control over drug trafficking in Jalisco and neighboring states, clashing with rival cartels like the Zetas and Knights Templar. In August 2012, despite reports of his capture, El Mencho escaped a Mexican security operation in Guadalajara. The CJNG created numerous roadblocks and set vehicles on fire to delay the authorities, allowing their members to escape. Despite the increasing strength and violent tactics of the CJNG, El Mencho has managed to elude capture. His rare public appearances have fueled rumors about his possible death. In February 2022, Mexican media speculated that El Mencho had been killed in a shootout between the CJNG and rival groups. Although there is no evidence to support these claims, it is known that El Mencho has had health problems. In July 2020, reports suggested he built a medical facility in rural Jalisco to treat a long-term kidney issue. Another rumor, spread by the CJNG's enemies on Narcomantas, claimed that El Mencho died of kidney failure in a Guadalajara hospital. These uncertainties about his health have begun to impact the CJNG. In early 2022, the Mezcals, a splinter faction in Colima, publicly ended their allegiance to the CJNG, claiming that El Mencho had died. The Mexican government has investigated these claims, but has not found conclusive evidence either way. El Mencho is known for extreme cruelty, even among other drug lords. While Chapo saw killing as part of business, Mencho seems to enjoy it as a form of public spectacle. Some of his brutal acts include, in 2011, 35 tortured bodies were dumped in the streets of Veracruz during rush hour. In 2013, CJNG members raped, killed, and set fire to a 10-year-old girl, mistakenly thinking she was a rival's daughter. In 2015, CJNG assassins killed a man and his young son by taping dynamite to them and filming the explosion while laughing. A DEA agent compared their actions to those of ISIS, highlighting their unmatched cruelty in Mexico. There are only a few photos of Mencho, and his description is very basic. 5'8", 165 pounds with brown eyes and brown hair. despite rumors of his love for fast motorbikes and expensive cockfights, earning him the nickname the Lord of the Roosters. Mencho remains a mystery. Unlike Chapo, who many people met and talked about, Mencho is rarely seen or mentioned, making him almost like a ghost. As head of the CJNG, El Mencho runs the group's drug trafficking operations in the states of Jalisco, Colima, and Guanajuato, where the cartel is a big player in the meth trade. El Mencho is also believed to have ordered the murders of several Mexican politicians. In March 2013, a suspect in the murder of Jalisco's tourism secretary, Jesus Gallegos Alvarez, claimed that El Mencho authorized the hit because he suspected the official was working for the Knights Templar cartel. The CJNG is also thought to be behind the September 2014 murder of Congressman Gabriel Gomez Michel. While the reason for this killing is unclear, Michel was the former mayor of El Grullo, a CJNG stronghold in Jalisco where El Mencho is known to move around freely. The CJNG operates in 28 Mexican states, including Mexico City, with its main bases in Jalisco and Colima. The cartel uses Pacific routes to move drugs, bringing in cocaine from Colombia and fentanyl from China through the port of Manzanillo in Colima. They have contacts in Colombia, Peru, Bolivia, Central America, and the United States. El Mencho is believed to have his personal base around El Grullo and other remote areas of Jalisco. He has been out of sight for years, so it's unclear how much control he still has over CJNG operations across Mexico. However, CJNG members across the country often use his name and picture. A key ally for the CJNG has been the Queenies, a family clan led by Abigail Gonzalez Valencia, who is the brother of El Mencho's wife, Rosalinda. The Queenies helped launder the CJNG's huge profits by setting up operations in places like Argentina and Uruguay. However, since being charged by the US in 2015, most of the Gonzalez Valencia family has been arrested. As a result, the Queenies have mostly disappeared as an independent group, and their remaining financial schemes have been taken over by the CJNG. Initially, the CJNG's main enemies were the Zetas and Knights Templar. The Knights Templar started a series of wars with the CJNG in Michoacán. El Mencho played a crucial role in the early days of the CJNG, helping it expand strategically. As the CJNG grew and took control of more of Mexico's criminal activities, it made more enemies. Its main rival now is the Sinaloa Cartel. The two groups fight over control of cocaine and fentanyl trafficking routes in central and northern Mexico. These battles have caused hundreds of deaths, with new areas of violence constantly emerging. In 2021 and 2022, the central state of Zacatecas became the latest hotspot for CJNG and Sinaloa cartel violence as they fight for control of fentanyl trafficking. The two have even clashed in the Riviera Maya on the Caribbean coast, where drug trafficking and extortion of the tourism industry are on the rise. On August 15, 2018, the Mexican Attorney General's Office, PGR, announced a reward of up to 30 million pesos for information leading to El Mencho's capture. This was part of a new cooperation plan between the DEA and Mexican authorities to fight organized crime, focusing on their financial networks and creating a special group to investigate international cases. The bounty came from a new arrest warrant for El Mencho's alleged role in the kidnapping and murder of two agents from the Criminal Investigation Agency, AIC, in February 2018. On October 16, 2018, the U.S. Departments of State, Justice, and Treasury announced a joint effort against the CJNG and increased the bounty on El Mencho from $5 million to $10 million. This was one of the largest reward increases in the history of the Narcotics Rewards Program. This is the story of a man who has avoided capture for years, a shadowy figure controlling a massive criminal empire. What do you think about El Mencho and the CJNG? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this video informative and shocking, please hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this. Until next time, have a nice day.